Okay. Now let's just give it a brief moment to iron out its bit rate and get all that good and smoothed and good. My bit rate still looks a little Alright. Doing alright, I think. Let it stabilize. Yeah, still got a minute and 20 seconds in the negatives. We're just gonna let it stabilize. So how's everybody doing? We're back again we're back today once again. Sorry, I stumble on my words sometimes. But we are back today once again with some wild ab bullshit and crazy ass people. So we're gonna talk about something that clearly needs to be talked about because the problem is just getting worse. Yeah, so natural selection, that thing nature does it pretty well. It's kind of mastered it. It's means by which nature eliminates
Hey,
bad
all you
genetics.
lovely viewers. If you want to pet and play with me, you can find the Trash Wolf Pet Cafe extension right here on Twitch. Let's have some fun. Kappa.
Yes, whatever it's indeed. Well, moving on. Point being, shit. Oh no, nature, natural selection. It's the means by which nature keeps species evolving and getting better instead of regressing and getting worse. The problem being, us humans, we just have a way about us, I guess you would say. Oh, excuse me. I had a bit of spit go down the wrong pipe. But yes, us humans, we just have this uncanny thing about us. We seem to think we're exempt from a lot of the things that govern the universe. We're not. We're not exempt, but we like to think we are. And on the same note, there's many of us who know that we aren't. But it doesn't change the fact that even though we know we're making stupid decisions and probably killing ourselves, we just keep doing it. We're not really that. We're not really great as a species. Let's be real here. We have coddled our way into a really weird place. If it were left to nature, the last several thousand years would have continued molding us into who knows what kind of wild animal, feral creature. But civilization, society, has done its best to curb that, keep that from happening. I don't think we should. I think we should let it all just fucking send, in my opinion. Hey, thanks for the follow, Angstian. But yeah, I think we need to accept that us humans, while the peak of natural creation, arguably, uh, we're still just another animal, and we make bad decisions. We make bad decisions that we know are bad for us when we're making the bad decision. So, in my opinion, all this attempting to prevent this stuff, you should just, get rid of the expenses involved. All these labels on things, I think we should get rid of them. Let nature sort it out. And this is coming from someone who smoked for 20 years. I knew it was bad to do, and I did it anyways. And had I not stopped, nature would have sorted me the fuck out. That's why I stopped. But the point remains, the labels didn't do anything. having a label on there that said bad for you, that didn't do anything. That had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with my choice to quit. My choice to quit was my own choice. I had known for 20 years it was bad for me. It's not like I gained some new information that then changed how I felt about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm trying to say? I was fully aware it was bad for me. Just like all the people we cover today, maybe not all, most of them know what they're doing is bad for them. Some of them are arguably terminally stupid, which is in and of itself a problem that a person can fix. See, you can learn. We all have a brain. We can all learn. You don't have to be able to recite the Magna Carta, but you should at least know weighing 800 pounds is bad for you. Smoking a pack a day is bad for you. Eating only fruits raw while losing more and more weight is bad for you. Drinking horse aid is bad for you. These are things that are bad for people. But lo and behold, we still do them. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because it's kind of funny just how ridiculous we are as a species. So let's get into that. Hello, everybody. We're here today to talk about fat people, stupid people, and
Russell's
stupid
paper
people.
clears throat. All right, listen up, you filthy humans. The person in charge of this stream is taking a break, but they'll be back soon, so don't go anywhere. Capital L.
We're gonna wait for the ad break to come to an end, so that anybody who may be watching this live doesn't miss out. Give it a moment, a couple of minutes. I'm sorry, but for all the people watching this later, I don't know if you're gonna have an ad. You probably don't. So today's topic again is fat people, stupid people. Realistically, it's just people. We're all smart. We're all stupid. It's all whatever. What it comes down to is the will to actually change things. You don't have to be a genius to change things. But we got 2 more minutes on this ad run. Dang, these ad runs are long. That's like almost my whole hour worth of ad time. What? They're supposed to, like, run a couple every so often, not, yeah, they're queued for like every 15 minutes or so. Why you dumping me fucking 4 minutes of advertisements in the first bracket? That's not cool. It's too much. But we got a minute and a half. Done. All right, 30 seconds on the ad. Come on, ad. Dang, Twitch. Y'all are brutal. All right, the ad is over. Okay, so today we'll be covering morbidly obese people, terminally stupid people, and yeah. Uh, we're starting out with a video put up by Big Craig. I saw this video on Asmongold's coverage of this topic, and I figured if I was going to cover the same topic, I'd go right to the source and give the watch time to Big Craig. Everybody, if you like the video about fat influencers, please go like Big Craig. He's the maker of this video on fat influencers, and he's got a nice channel. He covers stuff very well. He's concise, to the point. He deserves the subs. So anybody watching this, I recommend checking out Big Craig on YouTube. He makes some good content. All right, so let's get into this.
Obesity is the leading cause of death in the USA, but that didn't seem to worry these influencers too much, as they made money eating vast quantities of junk food, opened salons to cater to morbidly obese clients, and even dedicated their lives to proving that you can be healthy at every size. Unfortunately though, all of these influencers met the same fate, and we will start with...
Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm talking about. It doesn't just apply to the fat influencers. They're just the ones being covered the most currently, because they're kind of on a big upswing in the death numbers. But like the logic in play is more what I'm here to talk about. Like he said, obesity is becoming the leading cause of death in America. Everybody knows that. Americans, we know that. Damn near the whole world knows Americans. Obesity. These are things that go hand in hand. It also goes hand in hand with dramatically reduced life expectancy. They didn't care. That's the logic we're addressing here today, is that didn't care. Which, again, I, as a longtime smoker, I am very well versed in the just didn't care mentality. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, from someone who spent quite a while not caring, you better start fucking caring at some point, because otherwise it's gonna kill you. If you can make peace with that, then, you know, your life is your own to do what you want with it. But if you want to live a relatively long, healthy life, you should probably start fucking caring about the things that are likely gonna kill you. Because we ain't getting younger, y'all.
With the youngest influencer on our list, who made thousands creating his mukbang content until it cost him the ultimate price. Effichan Kultur was a body positive mukbanger who made his living by eating vast quantities of food online. Despite his age...
I'm sorry, hold on, let's just pop back a little bit. I ain't trying to bash you, brother, like, but you had to have known. You knew this is not good for you. Like, come on now.
Online. Despite his aged appearance, obviously due to his massive weight, he was just 24 years old at the time of these images. His TikTok page had amassed over 188,000 followers, with his content consisting of simply recording himself eating meals. Effichan was from Turkey, which has a bit of a reputation for being one of the most obese countries in the world, as 61% of the population are overweight, with 32% of those being obese. A big factor of this is the food that is traditional in Turkey, with the biggest culprit being the traditional doner kebab, which is meat stacked on top of each other and...
I'm gonna be real here. It's not the food that you eat, man. It's the quantity of food that you eat. That's why they recommend you eat, you know, balanced meals. That's why meals come usually with a first serving of something like a salad. If you put some vegetables in there first, your body will digest slower because they take longer to break down. So you put some vegetables in there first. You put your meat in on top of a nice bed of salad, and you give your body the best chance it can to, as efficiently as possible, break that down and turn that into energy for you. But on the same note, by putting that salad in first and slowing the digestive process, you will also extend the amount of time that you feel full. Because it takes a lot longer to break down those vegetables and pass them through to the next stages than it does something like meat. So this blaming of the food, I'm sorry, but it's not the food. It's the quantity of food. Like what? Let's not pretend here. Let's not play stupid.
Sliced in rotisserie style. These kebabs are just covered in oil, which stacks up.
Yeah, oil. That's not in and of itself fucking thing. I mean, many ancient cultures had oils as like core components and cornerstones of their cuisine, and they were not 600 pounds, 800 pounds. So,
The calories and makes it incredibly easy to gain weight, which is something that Effichan had no trouble doing. He didn't seem to mind gaining so much weight though, as it was allowing him to live a lifestyle of eating out at high-end restaurants and earning a living without needing a traditional job. This
now, see that I could sympathize with. Food can be good. Food can be really freaking good. Like, I get it. I have eaten some damn good food in my day. Yeah, food can be good. And that can make it difficult to not want to eat food. Because, like, it's really good. Self-control. You need to operate with self-control. I know it's hard. I do it too. We all have to do it. Or nature will kill us. That's the whole thing. Willpower is totally optional. But if you don't use it, nature will kill you. She's very fickle. And she's just waiting for any opportunity she can take advantage of to body us prematurely.
You can come pet and play with me in the super legit Trash Wolf Spet Cafe Twitch extension, just don't make a mess. Capital.
Yes, I realize I'm looking down at my phone. I realized that I forgot to find a video I was gonna queue up for the very end of this, but let's continue with this while I multitask here. I can listen and scroll. I'm looking for a fourth video. There he is. All right, we're good. I found him. So I'll be able to pull him up at the end and continue this discussion.
wouldn't last forever though, as his awful eating habit would soon catch up with him.
Yeah, I'm sure they did catch up with him really, really quick. And I mean, you know, they say obesity is the only disease you can run away from. I mean, brother, it's true. It can be hard and it can hurt. It can be really fucking painful, but you can run from it.
Disastrous consequences. In December 2024, he was hospitalized due to his weight and the related issues that followed along, but was sent home and was allowed to continue getting his healthcare there. On the 31st of January, Effichan uploaded a video of himself getting some sort of treatment and physio. The caption reading, continue.
Yeah, that's a big red flag, my brother. If your legs aren't working, you've got major problems. That's the other thing, everybody. You know, walking sucks and leg day sucks, but use your legs. They are unbelievably important to the overall health of your body. I assure you. I know this. 'Cause my father was downtrending. His legs were, for several years, a huge indicator of whether he was improving or declining. If you can't use your legs, there's a problem. You need to walk. The shock, vibration, and all of that happens in your legs when you walk. Your body literally needs that to happen. If it doesn't happen, you get blood clots, you get all sorts of problems, circulation in your legs declines, and it just gets worse and worse from there. So I implore you people, even if it hurts, use your legs. Use them. Please use your legs. It will extend your life by a measurable amount. Use your legs. I'm not a doctor. This isn't medical advice. This is just something I've seen from experience. You want to use your legs. Even if it hurts, even if it's hard, you have to. Legit push through it. Like, if you want to live, you need to do the things. You gotta have the willpower. It sucks, but you can do it. People do it. We can all do it.
Continuing treatment at full throttle, but as it turns out, this treatment he was receiving wouldn't help too much. In his last TikToks, he was shown just lying in bed as his massive size meant he wasn't able to get up, suffering breathing.
At least he was still positive. Unfortunately, it takes more than a positive attitude to get through some of this shit.
Problems and mobility issues, and just 3 months on from his initial hospitalization on the 7th of March, Effichan lost his life due to presumed heart failure. Now, although
that's sad, that really is sad. And, you know, at the age of 24, one could argue that a large portion of that responsibility lays on his parents, who allowed him to get so large as a child. Obviously, once he became an adult, then, you know, his choices were his own, and that's 6 years of adulthood and his own choices. So, but the root of the problem stems from something deeper, stems from whatever led to him being large before he turned 18. Like, these are problems that need to be addressed. And I don't mean like, let's mock these people, which, I mean, okay, when it's something between guys, yeah, I will absolutely mock my fat friends to light a fire under their ass, get them fucking caring about it. And it's helped a couple of them. So, like, whatever, call me an asshole, call me a piece of shit, and fuck you, you're fat, fucking put the fork down, do a leg day, bro. Like, you may think it's mean and I'm an asshole and whatever, but, like, shit, it's for your own fucking good. So, yeah, you shouldn't be happy about being a morbidly obese person, and you should be trying everything you fucking can, fighting tooth and fucking nail to better your life so you can enjoy the entirety of your life. Not saying stop eating good food, no. Just eat in moderation. It's hard, but you can do it.
Although Effichan didn't speak too much in his videos, the next influencer to lose their life was massively outspoken about her views on fat acceptance, even running a podcast to talk about health at every size.
These people are the biggest problem. This is a doctor. A fucking doctor, people. This is a doctor. This person claims to be a medically educated doctor. Has the credentials for it, too. The problem isn't not knowing. The problem is not giving a fuck. And the problem is people like this
Chatters
driving.
All right, listen up, you filthy humans. Time for my beauty sleep. The stream will be back before you know it, so don't go anywhere. Capital L.
All right, we're going to wait for the break to end. Sorry, I had to write a couple things down just so I don't lose my train of thought. While we wait a couple minutes for the ads to run, I don't want to leave the live stream viewers with large gaps missing. So we're gonna just chill for a couple minutes, wait for these ads to wrap up. But yeah, so I'm sure you can see the trend in play here. It's not ignorance or incompetence. I always get the two confused. Ignorance is knowing and not caring, right? If I remember right. No, ignorance is the lack of knowledge. Okay. So yeah, it's not an ignorance. It's a lack of not caring about it. These people know what will happen. They know what the causes are. It's, all of this stuff is well known. It's all well known. So it's not ignorance. It's just not giving a fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think we need to bring back accountability, self-respect, and giving a fuck. But maybe that's just me. It looks like these ads are just about wrapped up. 20 seconds left. Pop up my little typed thing. I can remember what train I was on. Alright, yeah, I got it, yeah. So, point being, how even is a fat doctor credible?
Kat Pause was an
Look at
American
this.
academic and
Look
a
at this. Who takes health advice from someone like that? How would you ever think that that person could advise anyone on how to be healthy? This is not healthy. This is not healthy, Chad. I'm sorry. It's not. You can call me a fat shamer. I don't care. Okay, and this isn't healthy. This is horrible. Telling people that living like this is healthy should be a crime. This person indirectly has killed who knows how many people by telling them that living like this is healthy. Insanity.
Fat activist, having degrees in philosophy and
Ain't nothing active about that thing.
sociology, with her dissertation exploring the stigma society holds against fat people. While
See, it's not a stigma that people hold against fat people. It's a reality that you're deeply unhealthy and people want you to be healthy. See, that's the funny thing. They call it a stigma and bullying. No, bro, actually, people care about you and they want you to not die. I mean, sure, of course, there is bullying out there, but even the bullies, at like the core of bullying, you'd be happy for the person if they lost all the weight. You may bully them on other things and still be an asshole, absolutely, but like, even in the bullying, there's a level of attempting to motivate you to better your life. I don't know.
yes, there's no denying that society does have a stigma against people who are obese. Kat took her beliefs a step further and argued
She's a criminal. God, look at her teeth, too. That's horrible. Holy fuck, we are a half hour of content deep on 2 minutes and 46 seconds of fat content. Everything about it's oversized.
That you can be healthy at every size, including morbidly obese, being a big
No,
name in
morbidly
health at every
is the
size
key word.
Kat found ways to monetize her fatness too, which is her own words, not mine, with one of them being launching the Friends of Marilyn podcast. And she
Look, people monetizing this shit is literally just people paying to watch you kill yourself. That's what it is. It's like it'd be like creating a website where like YouTube for sewer slides, like in a really roundabout way. That's what you've created. You've created a what do they call? What are the terms? The terms, services, whatever. You basically found a form of sewer slide monetization that you can slip through the TOS limits. Kind of wild.
actually ended up traveling the world, interviewing other obese people for her show. The key point of her studies and her shows was that fat people aren't being given the same rights as average weight people, claiming that people are
Really, what rights do you not have? I didn't know you weren't allowed to, freely speak. I wasn't aware that the police could just search a fat person at any time for any reason with no regard to rights of search and seizure. I was unaware that fat people were not afforded the right to their own properties. I don't think you're missing rights. You're arguing for entitlements. You feel you're entitled, that the world needs to conform to meet the needs of your shape. That's not how the world works. I don't get to just go barge into my neighbor's house and then bitch at him because his bed's not soft enough for my liking. I don't get to just charge into the local grocery store and berate them because they keep the vegetables in the produce section at a different temperature than I keep my vegetables. The world is not here to accommodate you. Everything outside of your space does not exist to accommodate you. It will make efforts to attempt to accommodate you out of good faith and a desire to earn your patronage. This is how capitalism works. But they're not obligated to accommodate you. See, McDonald's shouldn't have to install a roll-up garage door because you can't fit in your car anymore and you obviously don't fit through the door. It's not the company's responsibility to install a loading dock so that you can be towed down there and pallet jacked into the building so you can place an order. See, you're not entitled to accommodation. You're not even entitled to access, as businesses reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. See, they have rights too. So your rights don't supersede their rights. See, in the argument of rights, everybody's rights are rights, and anything that infringes on one right or another is a violation of that right and is not okay. So you're not entitled to anything more than the average person. By the same logic, the average person isn't entitled to a bus seat that fits them to their liking. You're not entitled to an airplane chair that suits you to your liking. If you want bigger, if you want better, if you want more comfortable, you can pay more money. That's how it works. That's how capitalism works. You're not entitled to 3 seats on the plane because you bought the middle seat and your extra rolls over into the 2 seats to your right and left. You're not entitled to that. That's why they charge you more money. When you're so big, you fill multiple seats, you have to pay for multiple seats. That's the thing. You want to know the only thing you're entitled to? You're entitled to the opportunity to pay for a seat on that plane for the price of this. That does not mean you're entitled to be traveled for that price. If you need multiple seats, then you need to pay the cost for multiple seats. Kind of just how it works. See, that's what's being sold, seat availability. Not the travel to the place. They're not pulling out a plane just for you to take you somewhere like a taxi. They are going there, whether you come or not. What you're purchasing is one of those seat spaces. But let's see what rights fat people don't have. Let's see.
Rejected housing and even fired from their jobs for being too large. She actually wrote a study titled "I Don't Care About Health," where she claims that
See? Boom, right there. That right there. You just don't fucking care.
she's always had a sneaking suspicion that despite being morbidly obese, there was actually nothing wrong with her body health-wise.
Yeah, you were sneakingly, suspiciously fucking wrong.
The same document, she wanted to convince people that being fat doesn't actually make you unhealthy, but
Boom. Wrong again.
provides zero supporting evidence for this. However, we would soon have some very strong evidence that went against this claim. Like I said in the introduction, obesity is the biggest cause of death in the USA. The numbers on it are actually staggering too, with almost 3/4 of the American population being obese. Over 70 million adults are classed as it. Honestly, these numbers should be a wake-up call to change your habits. And I do have a completely free newsletter that I send out every Friday, sharing healthy recipes which are high in protein.
Anybody who wants to try losing some weight, I recommend maybe try this. Hey, look into it.
And low in calories. Now, I know from personal experience how difficult it can be to change your eating habits, and I made this with my good friend Johnny with the goal of teaching as many people as we can to cook nutritious meals. The link is in the description to sign up, or just visit Fat Loss Kitchen. And again, this is completely free. Now, Kat Pause unfortunately did not change her eating habits and
Wow, shocking. Dr. Porky Pig didn't change her eating habits despite openly declaring, "I don't care." Who'da thunk it, y'all?
carried on her crusade against society for their abuse and discrimination of fat people. This was all up until 2022, when at the age of just 4.
Oh, well, hold on. I wonder what happened. Let's go out on a limb, chat. Who wants to guess? She died of complications related to obesity.
42 years old and living in New Zealand, she passed away in her sleep. She was working as a fat studies academic at a university.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Skinny, healthy people can die in their sleep too, because nice they don't quite disclose what caused it. I'm gonna lean towards either heart failure or obesity-related sleep apnea, both of which are caused by being fat.
In New Zealand at the time, and no cause of death was officially given. This would be the same as the next influencer to tragically lose their life. However, his content was less academic and more about food. Waffler69 or Taylor Lejeune was a 33-year-old food TikToker who posted videos of him eating huge and strange meals, accompanied by his...
Let's be real, y'all. Food videos should not exist.
His his excitable personality.
It's fucking insanity, is it
Considering he
not?
amassed over
Like,
1.9
You
million
want to pet
followers,
me?
and each of his
How
videos
generous
gained
of
millions
you,
of
but I
views,
only
it's safe
let
to
the
say
cool
he was
viewers play
making
with
more than
me
enough
and the
money
Trash
to
Wolf
support his
Pet
eating
Cafe
habit.
Twitch
And
extension.
he needed
The
it.
rest
If you
of you
take a
can
scroll
just
down his
watch.
TikTok page, you can see that he must have been spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month on huge meals and strange food items.
They were trying cookie liquor. I've got 3 McDonald's breakfast.
see, this one's sad because that guy, I don't think he was really that big in the beginning, and the content itself basically did it to him. That's fucked up, y'all. Y'all basically drove this man into the ground. That looks like a cool dude. He's all happy and positive, and that's fucked up.
Sandwiches,
Y'all
which one's
fucked
the
up.
best? I've got Lay's Waves Funyun onion flavored rings. I've got 3 new pickled snacks. Let's see what they are. Loaded baked potato pickles, spicy garlic, and hot peppers. I got Serverboy pizza from the new season of Stranger Things. Let's see, what is this frozen pizza like?
Although his
Okay, like eating those things themselves, that doesn't, it's not that. It's the quantity. It's making, I assume, probably daily or multiple a day content, consuming all this horrifying stuff. The food they sell in stores is barely classifiable as food in most countries. Yeah, you gotta put real food in between that garbage for starters, and you still gotta moderate. It's moderation, people. The key to life is moderation.
meals aren't as extreme as Effichan's, and he didn't share his fat positivity views like Kat did. That doesn't mean his health was any better, and you can see that Taylor was massively overweight, and his dad
I wouldn't say massively. I mean, he might be just about in the severe obesity or morbid obesity, but let's be honest here. He's probably in the high 2s, low 3s. Not healthy for you, but it's a hell of a lot better than 600, 500.
Trash Wolf is taking a little break, but don't worry, you're
Got another ad break here. We're gonna just chill.
You can say give me more trash capital.
And we'll touch back in on that. Let me just take a quick note. Okay, yeah, get a little note taken. That way, after this ad break runs. Got 2 minutes left on this ad break, and then we'll continue this video. And damn, we're already coming up on 45 minutes off of a 12-minute video that I'm 6 minutes into. That's okay. It's okay. Good content. And hopefully this content motivates or inspires anybody out there to improve their lives. I mean, anyone can do it. You just start small, find something that works for you, and just keep building. Because I mean, again, I've turned things around in my life that were totally willpower related. I don't cares. You hear all this nonsense they be out there talking about quitting smoking, the hardest addiction to kick. it's harder than heroin, blah, 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 blah. I don't know nothing about that. Don't get me wrong, it was hard. I'm not going to say it was more hard or less hard than anything else that was hard for somebody to do. We're all different. We all experience things differently. But yeah, it was hard. It took a couple years of on and off effort and finally finding something that worked, which currently still contains nicotine, but it's at least not smoking. So my lungs aren't taking the brunt of it anymore. But that's something, you know, it's steps, stages. No one's saying do it overnight. All right, the ad break is done. We will continue with this after I delete my note here. My point was that guy who died, he wasn't super fat. He was, you know, maybe early stages of morbid obesity, probably high 2s, low 300 pounds, not even close to these insane 500-600 pounders. And I mean, that just kind of goes to show you that you don't have to wait till it's 600 pounds for it to be unhealthy and for it to kill you. It can get you considerably lighter, considerably younger. I mean, it can get you before you even hit the morbid stage of it. So yeah, you should consider fighting the fight. And you know, I hope somebody chooses to, and I hope that works for them. But let's continue.
It seemed to be the main reason for that. In a video uploaded on the 3rd of February, he actually shared the screen with his brother, and commenters loved him, even calling them an iconic duo. However, the next time we would see Taylor's brother would be under very different and heartbreaking circumstances.
Hey guys, if anyone's being shared this video from another, or if you just don't know, I'm related to Waffly69, or my brother Taylor. He has passed away around 10 p.m. on January 11th, 2023, from a presumed heart attack. He was rushed to.
That's sad. That's super sad. Again, because as you could tell, or at least from what they showed, it looked like he wasn't really that heavy in the beginning. But making the content fueled the fire and ultimately cost him his life. That's horrifying. Like, the people who supported that should feel like monsters, but they don't, because they don't care either.
To the hospital, and I want to say like an hour and a half later, he passed away.
The most shocking part is that Taylor's brother revealed that their father and grandfather died from heart failure, and Taylor died of a suspected heart attack. For the most part, Taylor was pretty uncontroversial and didn't make a big fuss about his weight or talk about it much, which is the exact opposite to Brittany Sauer, whose entire personality was based around her.
How? Why? Who lets themselves get that big and then has like the gall to come out and try to like positively promote their image to other people? This is what's wrong with society, is you let people like this influence other people, and you end up with more people like this, more fat people. Beautiful at any weight, but dead at 28.
Her weight. Brittany Sauer was another professional TikToker who was 28 years old and lived in Springfield.
Oh, dang. Hit the nail on the head, bro. That's wild. I hadn't pre-watched this one that deep. That's
Tennessee.
That's wild.
Her hobbies included mainly gaming, but her biggest hobby was creating videos on TikTok.
No, let's be real here. Her biggest hobby was shoveling food into herself. If you had hobbies that took up time of your day, you wouldn't have enough time in the day to eat that much food.
Eating and showing off her body and supposed weight loss journey. Her TikTok account was called Sick and Tired of Waiting, and she boasted a following of almost 500,000. But the main interesting part was her account description, which read, "Regaining my mobility and life. BET."
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna regain anything. I think she's just going to give a lot of people bad information to live their lives by, thereby trickle down destroying other people's lives, and then she's probably dead at 28. Oh wait, we know she's dead at 28. So she didn't regain mobility
It's a second
and
part of her
certainly didn't
bio that
regain
we should
her
focus
life.
on, as she said herself that she was in recovery for a binge eating addiction, and genuinely did seem like she was trying to make steps to change, even sharing her weight loss journey very openly.
Yeah, you got to keep at it. Like, it's the kind of thing you don't stop. See, that's the thing, is this whole diet ideology in people's head. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on the diet and then I'll lose the weight and then I'll stop doing the diet and it'll be fine and I'll go back to eating like I was before the diet. Oh my, why did I gain all the weight back? Well, Susan, see, you dieted by eating just a little bit less than your daily needed intake is, and that's what drove weight loss, was that you were burning more energy than you were consuming. Then you stopped the diet and went back to eating 9,000 calories a day, which is 4.5 times what you need to make it through the day. So it all packed right back on. Yeah, that's how it works. A diet is not a diet. You make a dietary change permanent. It's what it is. And not this nonsense of like, oh, well, if I eat salads for 9 months, like, yeah, you can like turbo drop weight by doing that. But the long term, you need to completely change your whole dietary plan. You know, substitute high calorie, fatty, sugary things with, you know, less fatty, less sugary things. And you basically need to alter your total meal plan. You can still eat the things you like. You can still, you know, eat some cheesecake. You just can't eat the whole cheesecake every evening or every 2 evenings. You gotta widen it out. Widen out the moderation. Have a little willpower.
Oh my god, I am 21.
Oh my god, I'm 2,100 pounds. This chair cost me $15,000. It's got a car lift in it.
I'm 0.6 pounds down now. I am.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. That was mean. I just fat people bother me because it's just a total lack of willpower, and it angers me. I'm gonna be straight. Fat people make me angry. And I feel like they should be mocked. They should especially be mocked so that nobody else interprets what they're doing as being okay or a valid way to like try to live a life. I understand there are people with disabilities and things that prevent them from being able to be smaller people. I get that. But that's not these people. These are able-bodied people with zero willpower and zero self-respect. So we should not respect these people. They don't respect themselves. How dare they expect we respect them by some form of entitlement?
Excited. That brings me to 433.6, down from 455.2. And I'm so excited.
See? You were doing it. That's the thing. You figured it out right there. That keep doing it. You just keep doing it. It's not hard. You're down 20 some pounds. That's a lot of fucking pounds. You're doing something right in this time frame right here. This time frame right here, whenever this was shot, you were on a good path. You needed to stay on that highway.
I will say that the rate that she lost weight, however, was incredibly slow, as she lost those 20 pounds that she talked about over around 150 days. So
yeah, it's really hard in the beginning. This is what I'm talking about. It is hard. You just keep doing it. 20 pounds over 150 days, that's still good losses. Most women are happy to lose like a pound in a week. That's 20 pounds in like 21 weeks. That's pretty good losing. You just keep doing it. You know, just the same. It took me a couple of years of effort to quit smoking. You just keep doing it. That's all you can do, is just keep going.
It was clear that despite her efforts to eat in a calorie deficit and exercise, it objectively wasn't working. It seems like Brittany herself knew this too, as at the end of 2022 she posted this TikTok, seeming to finally open her eyes as to just how serious her situation was becoming.
I ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care. And
The sad part? This. Her moment of realization and clarity, and sadly, it probably came too late.
I'm hoping that it's not too late for me this time. You know, I ain't been to the store in 2 years, maybe more now, I guess. I went to the post office once and that was hard. I went to urgent care and I thought my legs were gonna give out from under me.
Yeah, your problem goes back a whole lot further than just that.
Because I had to stand there the entire time after walking in. You know, I kept just looking back at the chair and just praying that I could just make it another second.
At the start of the TikTok, Brittany prays that it hasn't become too late to change, but unfortunately, that would be the case. On the 2nd of January 2023, just 6 days after the previous TikTok, Brittany unfortunately passed away in her sleep, with many people pointing to a heart attack as the cause of death at the age of just 28. While Brittany was making an effort to change her life, the next influencer to lose her life was in the complete opposite frame of mind.
Society makes you hate yourself if you don't look a certain way.
These people should be fucking arrested and jailed. That's my opinion. But the fuck? Come on now. You should not be fucking hyping people up to do this shit.
And I am damn determined to change that.
Jamie Lopez was a 37-year-old reality TV influencer who starred in the show Super.
Honestly, I don't even want to like give this lady fucking hype or credibility. Long and short, big, porky, fucking incompetent, fucking doesn't care, piece of shit human being. Fucking just skip past her segment.
As we've seen with the majority of people in this video, almost all of them have died due to some sort of heart complication, such as heart failure or a heart attack. Obesity significantly increases your risk of a heart attack by around 28%, and for every 5-point increase in BMI, it raises your risk of heart failure by a massive percent. At her largest, Jamie Lopez was a staggering 840 pounds, and if she was the average height of around 5'4", that puts her BMI at 144, putting her at huge risk of heart failure, which is unfortunately exactly what happened. In December 2022, she was rushed to a Las Vegas hospital with heart complications, and at the age of just 37 years old, succumbed to her obesity. It's honestly terrifying to think that some of these influencers were proponents of the healthy at every size movement, which is objectively incorrect and just downright dangerous. And if you want to see more people who live their lives at over 600 pounds but want to make a change, click the video that's on your screen now to see the most disgusting episode ever on my 600 pound life.
Alright, so that's the video by Big Craig. I feel he does a pretty good job covering it, and he says things quite a bit nicer than I do, obviously, because I can't hold my tongue. It's not something I do. I don't sugarcoat shit. And then now we're gonna get into a stupid man who's not a fat person. This is just the terminally stupid. Here we got I don't think they say his name, but homeboy here drinking horseade. You know, fuck Gatorade. I want horseade. Give me the horse powder. Needless to say, it doesn't go well for him.
A man drank 3 scoops of horse electrolytes at nighttime. This is what happened to his brain.
This is a video by Chubby Emu. He also makes some pretty cool videos about stupid people doing stupid stuff and fucking their health all up by being terminally stupid.
HW.
But he makes good videos, and I recommend giving him a sub on YouTube. It's good content, and you learn some interesting stuff.
Is a 44-year-old man presenting to the emergency room.
HW is a 44-year-old terminally stupid man who surprisingly somehow made it 44 years without nature getting him. Looks like we got an ad, so we're gonna hold right here. Oh, we got 3 minutes. I'm gonna go get my dogs, and we'll continue this when I get back. Oops, sorry about that. All right, look at that. Perfect timing. Ad break is over. Let's get back into this. Horseade, man. He's drinking Horseade.
Agitated, confused, and with a massive headache. Paramedics tell the admitting nurse that they saw him have a seizure. When he regained consciousness, he had no idea where he was. The previous night, HW was with Mike. They had gotten to know each other 1 week earlier because HW...
Okay, a lot of this video is kind of irrelevant, but long and short, the two dudes were dating the same girl. Shocking, right? A woman being untrustworthy? Who'd have thunked it? But whatever. So they start ignoring her. They be doing a lot of drinking. Genius here has found the ultimate cure for all that ails him, apparently, and it's Horseade.
Definitely no such thing as a placebo.
Wait,
With
I went
Mike,
a little too far.
HW talked about it recently, so no better time than now to
I saw
drink
someone
the horse
tweeting
electrolytes.
positively about it.
Half a scoop,
You can
and you'd
trust
feel
the
great.
internet. You can definitely trust the internet. We should all go get horse aid.
Definitely no such thing as a placebo. With Mike, HW talked about rehydration. He said that hangover is caused by massive urination of water. So if alcohol leads to water loss, but electrolytes replenish water, well then horse electrolytes will basically turn you into the fountain of youth. The more you drink, the stronger you'll be. And it was time for them
Yay, horse aid.
to drink. HW became so inebriated that he couldn't even remember his own name. He dumped an unknown number of horse salt scoops into a cup and drank as one of the last things that he could remember.
Ah, horse aid. Good for the body or something. I mean, if you're a horse.
But the natural reaction kicked in. It was so much salt that it burned on the way down. His stomach felt like it was on fire. Hours later, on the couch, he suddenly got up in a world of hurt. He went to use the bathroom, and it was here where he has his first seizure. Mike got up at the commotion to see what was happening. Panicked, he calls for 911, and HW is brought to the emergency room, where we are now. Drinking a massive amount of supplement designed
Horse aid. Call it what it is. Horse aid. Gatorade, but for horses.
for a horse is going to cost.
By the same logic, this is why you shouldn't drink a bunch of Gatorade as a person. Granted, Gatorade is like human safe levels, but multiples of them will not do good things for you.
Cause problems if you're not a horse.
It certainly doesn't double the benefits.
One difference between animal and human supplements are the reported amounts. Typically, on human supplements, you'll see exact amounts per serving size. We tend to be familiar with and take...
Yeah, because shocking bit of information here. The human body can be fairly sensitive to foreign things being added to it in strange ways that aren't the standard ways. All right, I gave you guys that nice long pause there because I know I just blew your mind. No, I'm kidding. My dog needed water and she flipped her bowl. So before it got out of hand, I just took care of it.
More care of the needs of our own. But animal supplements, on the other hand, aren't quite as exact. They cite ranges or guarantee minimums. And there's a lot of variability in humans, no doubt, but with how much larger a horse is than a
Yeah, like 10 times, roughly, on the low.
human, the differences from one horse to another, just from a number standpoint, might be greater. So
Well, yeah, because fucking some horses can be like small and some horses can be like 3,500 pounds. So yeah, weight plays a really big factor.
should make sense. What also makes sense is what's happening to HW. Let's suppose that he took just 3 scoops, and conservatively, we use the maximum values when a range is cited.
Yeah, so he basically proceeds to just like deduce what would happen if copper, iron, zinc, a lot of these things. And then the doctors pin it down to being sodium related, who to thunk, all the salt in horse aid. I think it's like here, we don't care about all the things that it wasn't.
Potassium. There's a lot of potassium in our body, mostly inside cells. It
Yeah,
sends
magnesium,
signals for the body to
potassium.
do things. The most
All of those are
immediately
salt,
life-threatening thing
by
that
the way.
high potassium can do is stop the heart. But the kidneys are very efficient in getting rid of potassium, and HW doesn't have anything wrong with his kidneys, so there's not enough here to cause him problems. Calcium is a mineral that's used by the body to make bones, and also to send signals inside cells. Too much calcium can cause electrical discharge in the brain, and it can shut down the kidneys. HW would have gotten a maximum dose of almost 8 grams. This can cause symptoms, most notably one that he already has, coma. But the kidneys have a way to filter this out fairly efficiently, so it might not be that big of a problem if he really did take just 3 scoops. Manganese is also a metal that's used by the body for chemical reactions.
What? Oh, sorry, was just catching a midday nap. All this interacting is exhausting. Capilal.
No worries, little dude. You nap. We were in the wrong part of the video anyways. They're talking about manganese.
Horses probably need a lot of it
It's
to
still
maintain their
salts.
normal function, and humans aren't horses. Their bodies do more work. Is likely
Blah, blah,
a
blah.
form of sodium bicarbonate because pure sodium metal explodes when you put it. Means that 60% of the 3 scoops contain sodium. This functionally comes out to as much sodium as 1/3 cup of salt, and that's more than the lethal dose of sodium. A blood test predictably finds that HW has hypernatremia. Hyper meaning high, natri referring to sodium, or more formally natrium as shown by its symbol on the periodic table of elements, and emia meaning presence in blood. High sodium presence in blood.
So he salted himself into seizures and a coma. This video is kind of long. We're not going to watch the whole thing because a lot of it's like extraneous circumstantial things related to it in itself. Point being, Tommy actually ended up saving himself by drinking the horse aid. It boils down to the horse aid ends up exposing something else, and then that something else they thought was related to the horse aid, but it's not related to the horse aid, and then they find out that he had like long-term syphilis, blah blah blah. I think that's somewhere right around here. Yeah, talking about whatever it takes, find spirochetes.
Drinking those horse electrolytes. It's unclear if
They
his
thought
brain
he
was
damaged
damaged
his brain.
problems that he said he never got a good answer for. One of them was a horrible stomach pain. In the hospital,
Blah blah blah.
by the
Turns
bacteria
out he's got
Helicobacter
ulcers. The
the
ulcers
brain, and it removes waste products from the brain.
aren't caused by the normal causes. They do a spinal tap.
What
They
was
find
in there?
spiro,
When they magnified the image,
spiral
they found a
bacteria.
spiral-shaped bacteria present among white blood cells, and suddenly everything made sense. Syphilis is caused by a spiral-shaped bacteria named Treponema pallidum. It's an STD. Contact with an infected person's sore, called a points of
Yeah,
contact.
we all know how
times,
you get
it's not
syphilis.
easily visible, like bottom
Blah,
of the shaft.
blah, blah, bottom of the
Eventually, it learns to
shaft.
hide from the immune system.
Yeah, so long and short, that man is terminally stupid, as he just about killed himself with a horse aid. But he got lucky, and modern science was able to save him. And then it turned out that the cause of all his problems that led to the imbibing of horse aid was syphilis. So this circles back around to terminally stupid people who just do shit and don't care. Should we save them? Honestly, I think we should. In situations like that, people always deserve the opportunity to learn. But we shouldn't praise these people. We definitely shouldn't praise the fat people. I still believe we should, try to help them. But don't praise them for being fat. Just stop this insane, beautiful at any weight. You're literally killing people. And we should totally take like the warning labels off of everything. Like if you're terminally stupid enough to need a warning label, then nature's been coming for you every day for the last decade or more. The label's not going to make a difference anyways. You're not going to read it. The people who will read the label already understand the basic premise in play that you didn't understand, that made the label necessary in the first place. So in my opinion, I think we should take all the warning labels off of everything and let stupid people take accountability for being stupid. But we've got one more terminally stupid. This one. The other side of the spectrum. So that way nobody can come at me and be like, you're fat phobic. You hate fat people. You're a monster. Because, like, I don't hate fat people. They anger me a bit. And they're gross. And, like, I low-key feel bad for them and hope they find the willpower to better their lives. But yeah, no, something about just the absolute lack of willpower, it disgusts me. I have to have willpower, or I'd be a horrible person. Like, we all have to have willpower. Use it. It's just, I'm sorry, this insane entitlement of I should be able to live a life with zero willpower and zero accountability, and the world should cater to me, and then when I eat myself into an early grave, it's society's fault for having all these fatty foods. No. It's your fault for eating 6 people's worth of food a day. It's what it is. It's like, sorry, but that's what it is. Can we just, like, pre-launch this ad so I can just not have to wait 3 minutes? How do I do that? Boom. All right.
Clears throat, all right.
We'll let
Listen up,
that
you
ad
trash
run.
cans.
It should
The big
bump
human is
the
taking a quick nap, but they'll be back
should
soon to
bump
annoy
the
you
next
all
ad
again.
out, which should give me
Capital.
enough time to make it through the end of this. Mm, 2.5 minutes left on that ad. Still got a minute and a half. Supposed to be a minute and 30-second ad, not a 3-minute ad, but okay, whatever. Oh, come on, so slow, so slow. But it's worth it to just get it out of the way so then I can start this next one on this last person. And then there'll be one after that. And this is already, oh God, at an hour and 20 minutes off of a 12-minute video, a really briefly addressed video about horse aid that was skipped through and chunked up because a lot of it is while very, very informative, just totally exigent to the point that I'm trying to talk about that ties all these things together. It's not just fat influencers or terminally stupid people. It's a underlying problem of people just don't seem to give a fuck. And I don't mean about caring about other people or something like that. I just mean like in general. Yeah, the problem is not that people are fat or that people are stupid. The problem is that people just don't give a fuck. I don't mean care about other people like, oh, they're so caring. No, I mean like people legit just like fucking degaff. Like, bro, you're killing yourself. Like, oh well. I don't know what causes this level of, would it be apathy? Would that be apathy? Is that apathy? It's like people are just that apathetic to life that they're like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna do this thing that's gonna kill me, and I know it'll kill me. And then like Pikachu face, it's killing me. I'm deeply confused by people and their motivations. At least from the experience I have. Like I was a smoker, so like yeah, I made a stupid choice that had whatever addictive properties attached to it, and then I had to break that addiction. I mean, assumedly, I assume the logic kind of carries across all of it, right? Like it's something to do with the way your brain functions. You know it's bad. You just don't give a fuck because something going on in your brain, and you just don't care. This one's sad too. I have a friend who's like damn near that small. Not good for you either.
This is a really
Yeah, that's sad. Like this one. Yeah, there's your mental defect seed of growth from which this all stems. This insanity right there cost this poor lady her life. Kind of wild.
brutal and
People are
tragic story,
wild.
guys. So just on July 21st, Izana Samsonova, she's a Russian influencer, well known as a raw
Was a Russian influencer. Also was a member of the Terminally Stupid.
vegan advocate, unfortunately passed away. Now, this is
Or as
got
I
a
like to
lot
call
of
them, the
media
terminally
attention. If you
tarded.
just look a
But
little bit
tard's
more
kind of a
into this
touchy
story,
word for
we see that
people.
she was only 39
I didn't want
years
to just
old.
like put it in the title and
Samsonova's mother said that
people
she
come at
succumbed
me like,
to
"You
a
can't
cholera-like
talk like that
infection
about the
worth noting that
disabled."
your
Like,
immunity,
I'm not
if you are
talking
in
about the
such a state of
disabled. Now fuck
emaciation
off.
and malnutrition, your immunity is going to tank, and you're going to be susceptible to all kinds of different things.
Sorry, I was just like talking over this dude. We'll back it up a little bit and let him talk without me just ranting about the terminally tarded and why I can't put that in the title. Because we're not talking about disabled people here. We're talking about stupid people here.
This has got a lot of media attention. If we just look a little bit more into this story, we see that she was only 39 years old. And Samsonova's mother said that she succumbed to a cholera-like infection, worth noting that your immunity...
Cholera. Isn't that the one you get from like human poop being on your food? Uh, yeah. That looks like, it looks like poop disease. Like I'm seeing sewage. I mean, and then all of these things that like would be in sewage. Like drinking water contaminated with sewage, eating food watered with sewage contaminated water, consuming raw or undercooked seafood that was swimming in sewage, contact with infected people or their sewage. Yeah, okay, so poop disease. Poop disease, okay. I'm not sure how that really plays into the vegan. Probably gonna assume something to the tune of she was just so emaciated that it didn't take much to bump her off this mortal coil.
If you are in such a state of emaciation and malnutrition, your immunity is going to tank.
There we go. Like I said, you got to keep your body fueled, but not overfueled. Balancing act.
And you're going to be susceptible to all kinds of different things. Samsonova, in her own words, survived on a completely raw vegan diet for the last 4 years, consuming just fruits, sunflower seed sprouts.
I mean, does that also mean not washing it? Because, like, you gotta wash the poo-poo off. Can't leave the poo-poo on it.
Fruit smoothies and juices. What we see if we look...
juices.
Over the years, we see that back in 2013, she looked vibrant, she looked attractive, she had curves, she had muscle mass, she looked healthy, she looked...
I wouldn't really say she has muscle mass. Look at that twig. She at least is close to healthy.
Good health. But as the
I wouldn't
years
say
went on,
good health.
2015, still looking good health. She had a healthy level of fat around the face, so facial adiposity. But then as we move towards 2020, you begin to see that the body has started breaking down skeletal muscle. Now, an important thing to realize here is that the body needs amino acids and it can recycle them to some extent. But if you're not getting enough through the food that you're eating, which you basically cannot do if you're on a raw vegan diet, then your body has to find them from somewhere. And it's going to tap into your own tissue, your own stored tissue, and metabolize and essentially consume yourself from within. Now, it's not going to go to the essential organs first, the internal organs, but it's going to go to the skeletal muscle. So we see that by 2020, she had begun to experience very severe sarcopenia. So the body had...
Yeah, see, how do you not, like, know something's wrong? That's what I mean. Terminally stupid. Just terminally tarded. I'm a retard. Like, vegan diet is fine. Like, I used to weigh 100 pounds. I now weigh fucking 63. This vegan diet has everything I need, but I'm still losing weight. Whatever could be the problem?
Started eating away its own muscle. We see her
look how strong my teeny tiny muscle is.
Arms are
vegan power.
Essentially stick thin. So as we progressed through the months toward 2021, you start to see a lifeless or haggard look in the face. She's lost her color. She's starting to look more gray. So just looking at some of those pictures over the past couple of years, we see that there was very clear signs of emaciation. There were lots of red flags, warning signs several years ago. She may have even been able to turn it around if she had begun eating normal, healthy nutrition. Humans cannot subsist on...
Yeah, shocking. Who'd have thought that eating the shit we evolved to eat would be necessary to remaining alive? Surprises me. Does that surprise you? Who'd ever guessed?
A raw vegan diet. There's just numerous reasons for that. There are nutrients which humans just cannot obtain from fruits and uncooked vegetables and seeds. There are likely going to be people who say that she had a mental disorder, she had an eating disorder.
Yeah. Yeah. Veganism is a mental disorder. The fact that they don't classify it as such is amazing, but it's a mental disorder. These people believe that they can make their body live without the things it requires to live. Yeah, that's a fucking mental disorder.
So don't blame the diet, blame the eating disorder. I would counter that with
the diet is the eating disorder, you feckless twat.
The fact that accordingly, she was on a vegan or plant-based diet for over 10 years prior to this.
You people are dangerous retards.
It was only in the last 4 years that she was on a raw food diet. So what I can say is that there are numerous nutrients which are very difficult to obtain from plants, which are intimately linked with the functioning of the brain, with emotional or psychological disorders. Now, it's very sad that when we get to the early stages of 2023, she looks fully emaciated. She looks essentially like she has been in a prison camp. She looked as though she has been starved to death. She had apparently gone in for treatment, but then she'd ended up running away. Now, this lady was an advocate for a raw vegan diet, and if we look at some of the things that she eats, well, for breakfast, she was eating watermelon, one piece of fruit for breakfast. Then you see how she's consuming basically just fruit juices and maybe the odd nut and seed here and there. Frankly, it's amazing. As someone said in one of the articles, it's amazing that she even survived for this long on that diet.
Yeah, kind of. Like, you can supposedly get all the amino acids you need from other things, but you got to definitely expand further than just, like, fruit and stuff. But the whole thing's a mental disorder because science has already proven plants feel pain, plants can communicate. Vegans are harming a being capable of feeling pain and having thoughts. And then on top of it, you have millions of animals killed every year to grow the fruit and vegetables for vegans to eat. Hypocrisy and mental delusion.
Just to reiterate, I'm not necessarily saying that people cannot subsist on, let's say, a plant-based diet for a long time. I do not believe that's optimal, but they're not necessarily going to turn out like this. Fruitarianism or raw veganism is taken to the extreme, and what I can say is that
Fruitarianism or raw veganism, no, you mean terminal retardation.
There are numerous cases of people following these kinds of extreme diets and ending up in a similar situation.
And ending up dead. Yeah, just like there was a guy in the 70s who made videos that were all about, like, trees and that you could eat them, and shocking, he fucking starved to death. Who'd have thought omnivores like humans wouldn't be able to get all their vital nutrients out of trees?
Now, fortunately, many of them will go on and seek treatment and actually change their diet before it gets too
Yeah, you gotta do something. You get to the point she was at, she cooked.
late. But I think that there's many who probably don't, and we just don't hear about. They might not have the following.
Natural selection. That's what it's called. It's the process of natural selection. Some beings are just too fucked up or too stupid or not well enough suited for the environment in which they find themselves, and those animals die early and reproduce less. Thereby, there's ever less of them until at some point they are extinct. That is how natural selection works.
This lady did. Now,
Genes. like everyone's freaking out about right now about Sydney Sweeney. Your genes, your genetics play a huge role in your life. I mean, your body, how it's formed, shaped, how your brain works, all of it. All of that's genes. I'm not saying some people's genes are superior to others in some weird racial fucking hateful way. No. But in the terms of like natural selection and survival, absolutely, some genes are superior when keyed into human survival within whatever environment it is placed in. That doesn't make those people superior, just that they're more genetically suited for a certain kind of situation. Much the same, you'll find that there are other people genetically suited potentially for the kind of environment that would kill the person who was superiorly suited for a different environment. So in that sense, yes, you can have genes that are superior in terms of beneficial for survival within a given environment. This is not some eugenics rant. This is clarifying that within a certain context, yes, certain genes can be superior to others within the terms of survival.
Basically, you need to understand that there are nutrients contained within animal foods which are all.
Oh, looks like we've got another ad.
Rustles through the trash can. All right, alley cats.
Oh, while that
The big
does
cheese has
that,
stepped out for a bit.
I'm going
Stick
to
around. We'll be back to the regularly scheduled chaos.
find this
before you
last
can say
video.
hello.
Or I'm not going to type it all. These ad breaks are just awkwardly timed. But we're almost through the vegan video. And then we'll get to the positive note that drives my point. Is it's all about willpower. We can do anything we will ourselves to do. A great number of humanity's shortcomings stem from mental weakness. Look at the world around you. Society is nearly in shambles. And it's all because of mentally weak people. No accountability, entitlement, no willpower. That's the problem with the world, is the lack of willpower, mental strength, integrity, fortitude, normal things. You know, all that toxic masculinity. All the toxic masculinity. Yeah, you done made the world soft. Now everybody got fucking problems. You know who don't have problems? Those of us who are toxically masculine.
Food chats up peasants. Trash wolf here. Y'all better throw some treats my way or I'm gonna ransack this place. Capital.
Okay, kind of chunked out there for a second. All right, this ad is almost over. All right, that ad is over, and we can finish up this bit about the crazy vegans.
Ultimately 100% necessary for the human body. And if someone becomes consumed with an ideology such as raw veganism or fruitarianism, which is an ideology, I think, to some extent, and if someone becomes consumed by this,
No, it's a mental disability. It's what it is.
then it's going to be very difficult to reach them, to reason with them, because the brain is essentially depleted in the nutrition that it requires to be able to function.
Yeah, long and short, raw veganism, fruitarianism, mental disorder. It's a mental disorder that will inevitably lead to death. Terminal tardation. But we're going to wrap this up with a positive story. I've been seeing this guy quite a bit, and I've been following his videos. This is what willpower looks like, people. Hold on. Let this load up. My God, could you load any slower? No, I just want to see a fucking video, you animals. See, right here we got a big old boy. I believe he's in the 6s.
Yourself, just trust the process. Sometimes you gotta go back 3 to move forward.
I don't need to get like copyrighted over that, but this boy big. He probably can't run. He's probably got quite a bit of work to do before he can run. That don't mean nothing. This man out here doing it. It takes willpower. That man's got it in droves. So yeah. You can be terminally tarded and hide behind nonsense labels like morbidly obese or anorexic or whatever. The long and short, there's something wrong with people's brains, and they're ridiculous. Because if this man out here grinding is not gonna let me see the real, come on now. Facebook, I hate you. You work like crap. I don't want to connect with friends. I just wanna watch a fucking video. Y'all suck. Y'all fucking suck, Facebook. All right, he's got a TikTok. That's better. At least it's fucking functional. I don't know what that has. None of any of that has to do with shit. All right, so this man only puts videos on fucking Facebook Reels. Motherfucker. Well, goddamn. Let's see if we can get one more to play. Yeah, at 650 pounds, he could only do 2 to 3 rounds of 30 seconds, because that's as long as he could stand for. This man is down almost 200 pounds. This right here. You see that? Y'all see that? That up there. That. This right here. How do I get my hand in the frame? Willpower. So here's the other thing. You can eat more than a diet worth of food if you just go out and you put in some physical work. You want to eat more than 2,000 calories, then do the work of more than 2,000 calories. You'll be fine. As long as you do more work and it burn more energy than you bring in, your weight will go down. And you can improve your life. And, you know, my heart goes out to this man. I hope he has success. I hope he saves himself from the fate that the rest of these people marched themselves into. You know, nobody can make a person change but themselves. So if you've got a problem that you need to change, maybe now's a good time to start changing it. But on that note, we're going to wrap this up here. Yeah, this has been kind of depressing, honestly, because I feel bad for these people. But hopefully from their losses, maybe other people can find the inspiration they need to better their lives. And it's also fun to make fun of people, especially the terminally stupid. And with that, we're going to get out of here. I'll probably fire up a game stream in a little bit. Yeah, I appreciate you all. You're all wonderful. Drop likes, follows, subscribes. Don't forget to drop love on these original creators. EO Nutrition for the veganism, Chubby Emu for the dude drinking horseade, and what was it? It was Big Craig for his video on the fat influencers overall. They make great content. I recommend everybody check them out. You could maybe learn something. Yeah. All right.